Hello and welcome back to the Tobit channel. Last time we ranked the 150. Dang it, I cut my thumb on my microwave and I just touched it and the skin's raw right there and it hurts. Well, last time we ranked the 151 Kanto Pokemon from Gen 1. Today we're going to be ranking their 100 Pokemon introduced in Gen 2, Johto, my favorite Pokemon region. Though, one thing that's a shame is that a lot of these Pokemon weren't quite as accessible in Johto as they should have been. Like, Johto wasn't perfect. Part of the reason it's my favorite is because nostalgia. It was the first one I played with Soul Silver, but yeah, I always wished that it was a bit easier to use a lot of these guys in their home region. Maybe when they inevitably have to loop back around to retreading remakes when they catch up to modern games. Alright, let's see. So just like last time, as I figured out partway through, what we're going to be doing is S is favorites, A is really good, B is pretty cool, C is alright, don't really care that much about it, and D is I don't like it that much. And then I'll create an F tier if there's anything that I hate, but honestly, in the entire series, I don't know if there's a single Pokemon design that I hate. Because, like, even the ones that I don't like too much, like Jinx, I still don't, like, despise them. I just think they're not really that good of a Pokemon. Alright. Chikorita. Even when, like, I always chose the fire starter in Soul Silver. I always picked Cyndaquil. The only time I didn't was there was a few times where just to change things up I chose Totodile. I don't think there was a single time I chose Chikorita. It's not even that I dislike it, I was just never interested. I'm gonna put it in C tier. It's alright. Bayleaf, I don't know, for some reason I just always liked Bayleaf's design. As you've seen in the first one, a lot of Pokemon with sharp designs, if they have points, they are generally ones that I like. He's an A design, and Meganium, while not quite as cool as Bayleaf, is still pretty cool. He's a B tier. Cyndaquil is an easy S tier, Quilava is an easy S tier. And while Quilava, just like with Blastoise in the last time, I like the middle stage the best, maybe. Typhlosion is also really cool, S tier. Also, sorry if I like hiccup or cough at all. I don't know, my throat's been messing up today. Totodile, he's actually pretty cool. I'm putting him in B tier. Croconaw is pretty cool, B tier. Feraligatr is pretty cool. Like, pretty cool, but like, pretty cool-er. A tier. Alright, then we got Sentret here. Who I remember for like, the first like 4 times I played through Johto, though whatever I played it as a kid, I always got to Lance and then kind of gave up after trying out Lance for like 3 months. Because I would get that Lance, I would always get stuck as a kid because I wasn't that great at team building or... Like, I don't even, like, hyper team build my teams usually in a playthrough. Like, I don't, like, hyper competitive eyes it. But, like, I didn't even take into consideration, like, the difference between running a special move or a physical move on Gyarados. Like, there'd be the shiny Gyarados and I'd be like, teach it Hydro Pump because Hydro Pump's a strong move, even though Waterfall's a lot better for it because Gyarados' attack stat is way higher. So yeah, I'm gonna put Sentret in the A tier. Sorry, I got on that right. Oh yeah, now I remember what my tangent was about. Sentret, I didn't know it evolved into Furt. I never knew what it evolved into because every time I used it, I would kind of stop using it around the 2nd or 3rd gym. I don't remember what I ever swapped it out for. Different things at different times probably, but I just remember I never really kept it, except for there was like one time. I think it was the time that I actually decided to replay it more recently, a couple years ago, and I actually beat Lance, and I actually kept for it all the way through, up to the champion. I should finish that save one day. Like, all I have left to do in main story battles is beat Red. Speaking of Furret, pretty cool. A tier. Let's see, next up we got Hoothoot, which I'm going to put in B or A. Like, I'm not sure if it's quite as cool as some of the A tiers, but I also think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna put it in B tier. Yeah. It's still a really cool guy, but Noctowl, actually really cool. I like Noctowl a lot. A tier. Ledian is he's a pretty funny little bug guy. I think he's solid B. Ledian is amazing, honestly. I'm tempted to put it in S tier, but I think it's just like top of A tier, you know? And then next I'm gonna do Spinarak. He's really cool. A tier. Ariados, S tier. I've never used Ariados, but its design is just way past cool. It's awesome. Crobat is an awesome bat. It's A. And then Chinchou is probably B. Lantern's also a B. Pichu's neat. B. Actually, I think Pichu's C. Cleffa. I don't really care for a lot of the baby Pokemon, honestly. But I guess Cleffa's like a D, actually. I was gonna say C, but I changed it to D. Igglybuff, D. Togepi's alright. B. Togetic, he's actually pretty cool. B. Natu, I actually really like Natu. A tier. Xatu, I don't like quite as much as Natu. I just think Natu's design is kind of funny, and that's part of why I like it. I'm gonna put Natu in B tier, though. Mareep, I've always loved these sheep guys, even though, once again, I've never gotten around to using them in the playthrough team for some reason. And they are one of the Johto Pokemon that is easily accessible. I just, for some reason, never got around to it. I think I would usually, like, pick it up for the first gym and then stop using it after a while. Which is a shame, because I really like the line. I don't know why I never... And I even liked it as a kid. I think, as a kid, I was my main criteria for when I was keeping Pokemon is, like, I would catch any Pokemon I didn't already own. And then whatever was the highest level Pokemon would always stay on my team. So if Mareep happened to be my lowest level Pokemon at that time, and then I caught something that was higher level, I put the higher level one in. And that was just always how it went. Flaffy is also S tier, and same with Ampharos. That's another S tier line. Blossom's alright. C tier. Meryl's pretty neat. I think he's a B tier. Zoomerl's okay. C tier. Sudowoodo's actually a pretty funny design. A tier. Sorry if there's noise in the background. Politoed, he's a pretty funny design. Like a fun design. I'm gonna put him in A tier. Oh wait, A tier wasn't quite big enough to have for the second row yet. Whoops. Alright. I think we're about halfway through. Ah, dang it, my thing won't. Dang it, my mouse clicker's going out a little bit. Alright, Hoppip. Another really cool design from Johto. Johto has a lot of, like, actually pretty good designs. They're just not very strong in battle most of the time. Like, some of them are really good. Like, Politoed's actually pretty good and competitive. I've always had fun using Typhlosion in competitive stuff. But yeah, Hoppip is probably going in B tier, actually. Actually, Hoppip is A tier, and then Skiploom's B tier. I don't like Skiploom as much as Hoppip. And then the very top of the guide getting cut off, so I'm gonna scroll it up just slightly. There we go. Jumpluff. I like more than Skiploom, but it's not quite A tier. Then Aipom is pretty cool. B tier. Sunkern, he's alright. B tier. Sunflora is probably joining Sunkern in the B tier though. And then Yanma is an amazing Dragonfly. S tier. Wooper. The Wooper line is overrated as balls. Like, out of all the Johto lines to be as popular as it is, why the Wooper line? They're just an alright B tier. Honestly, I think my mouse clicker. Alright, B tier designs. Actually, Quagsire is still kind of cool. He might be A tier. Yeah. Then, Espeon's a pretty cool Eevee evolution. A tier. Umbreon is the most overrated Eevee evolution, but it's still a pretty solid A tier. Like, Jolteon and Leafeon are the coolest ones by far. Murkrow is really cool, A tier. Slowking is also pretty dang cool. Let me click it and move it. Let me click it and move. I have to start using my trackpad over my mouse. The clicker is really not wanting to work right now. There we go. A tier. Mr. Vis. C tier, I think. Unknown. I have actually always loved the Unknown quite a bit. A tier. Wobbuffet, C tier. Giraffurg is B tier. Pineco is B tier. Fortress is A tier though. Dunsparce is like, let me move it. Let me move the Dunsparce. Yeah, I'm just gonna use my trackpad. B tier. Gligar. B tier. Steelix is awesome. S tier. Let's see if my mouse will work now. Snubbull. D tier. Granbull. C tier. Quillfish. Quillfish is going to go in B tier. I was thinking C, but I think actually B tier. Sorry if there was an abrupt jump right there. I had to go do something. Alright, so next we have Scizor, who is... I can't remember if I put Scyther in A or S tier. Some of those, I'm just going to say right now, a lot of these are subject to change just by like a 1 tier up and down. Like, especially a lot of ones where I'm like considering whether to put in B or C or something like that. Like, sometimes I might be feeling S tier on it, sometimes I might be feeling A tier on it. Right now, I definitely think, I think Scyther should be S tier, but I don't remember which one I did last time, because I'm going to put Scizor in S tier. Then Shuckle, he's really cool, A tier. Heracross, really cool, A tier. And then Sneasel, B tier. And then next is Teddy Ursa, B tier. Ursaring, B tier. Slugma, S tier. I don't know, I've just always loved the way this little guy looks. Then Magcargo is A tier. Swinub is also A tier. And Piloswine is B tier. And then Corsola is B tier. Remoraide's B tier. Octillery's B tier. Delibird is B tier. Mantine is B tier. Skarmory, I've always wanted to like Skarmory more than I actually like it. B tier. Houndour, B tier. Houndoom, also one I've always wanted to like more than I actually like. B tier. And then, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually do want to move Scizor down to A tier instead of B tier. Yes, it's like I'm talking about with that. Like, sometimes I might be feeling Scyther and Scizor S tier, sometimes I might be feeling A tier. Kingdra, B tier. He's pretty solid. Phanpy, B tier. Donphan, A tier. Porygon 2, not quite as good as the original Porygon, but still really cool. A tier. Stantler. I don't know. It's like a harmless design. B tier. Actually, I think I'm gonna put it one lower in C tier. I'm remembering now C tier is like ones I don't care that much about, and B is ones I think are pretty cool. So I'm actually gonna move, because like I started, my default thought is B is meh, and then, but I also put ones I thought were pretty solid in B tier, because when I was thinking this is pretty solid, but not quite A tier solid, I put in B tier. Made that mistake again, even though I already fixed that mistake before. So like Mantine I think is gonna move down 1. Delibird is gonna move down 1. Octillery can actually stay up in B tier, but Remoraid is gonna move down 1. Corsola is gonna move down 1. And then yeah, that looks a little bit more. Teddiursa is gonna move down 1. And actually I think I'm gonna move Gligar down 1 into C tier. Alright. Dang it, come on, clicker work. Then we have Smeargle, who is also C tier. Tyrogue, C tier. Hitmontop, C tier. Smoochum, D tier. Elekid, C tier. Magby, D tier. Miltank, C tier. Blissey, D tier, honestly. Raikou, we're in the Legends now. Raikou, A tier. Entei, A tier. Suicune, B tier. Larvitar, A tier. Pupitar, A tier. Tyranitar, A tier. Lugia, S tier. You should have seen that one coming with, I think actually I moved something. I'm not sure. My mouse clicker was being weird. But yeah, you should have seen it coming. I mentioned Soul Silver earlier. Lugia is one of my favorite legends. S tier, easy. Ho-Oh, A tier, and then Celebi. When I was younger, I would have said S tier because I really liked Pokemon Forever, the movie. But I think it's moved down to A tier for me now. And there you have it. That's my ranking of the 100 Pokemon introduced in Johto. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.